Dose during jiu-jitsu. That's what I would like to do. I would love to do. Didn't you just have that one politician on talking about
Rick Perry.
the book of Enoch, the woman?
Oh, yeah, Anna Paulina Luna. Yeah.
Well, it's like that's a super, you bring up Gnosticism, Christians get really upset. I don't know what the answer is. I'm a spiritual man. It's like one God, Jesus is my savior. That's what I'm into right now. Makes me happy and vibrate on a higher level. But if you study Gnosticism, the whole story of the demiurge is very interesting. That's where fallen angels mating with the daughters of men come from. And that's where the original feminist was. The first ever feminist was Sophia, who was the feminine energy of the universe. And literally, she was like, I don't need a man, right? She literally said, like, I don't need a man. And she creates life. And she instantly knows she made a mistake, which sounds like every single mother to me, right? So she creates the demiurge. And the demiurge doesn't understand about the higher table of gods, and he thinks he is God. And a lot of people believe the first God of the Testament is the demiurge.
Oh, okay.
And his whole thing is about just basically he wants to destroy humanity. That's kind of what everyone talks about in Satan. But Sophia gave us the spark of life. She gives us a spark.
Wouldn't you want to know, go back to the time when they were writing the Bhagavad Gita?
I would love that.
Go, what do you know?
Yeah.
How are you writing
I think about that all
What's
the time.
What's a Vimana?
Yeah.
Like, what are these flying crafts you're talking about?
Yes, dude.
And the Vedic texts.
And so you talk about fallen angels. A lot of people think that's Christian mumbo jumbo. I don't believe it is at all, because the Vedics talk about it and the Hindus talk about it, about God trapping entities in this realm that we live in. So I think the Vedics were 4, the Hindus I think are 2 or 3, and then we have the 33%, which is the fallen angels. And then they come down, they get trapped here, and that's the whole thing about transhumanism, is that they're trying to figure out how to get out of here.
Have you ever seen Lazar talk about the weirdest shit that he heard when he was at S4?
No, what was it?
He said the weirdest shit was they said they had a very thick file that was about religion. And basically what it boiled down to is, at least what this file was saying, was that they view us as containers.
Yes.
And he wasn't specifying containers of what, like containers of souls, like I don't know, but that's the terminology they used. They view us as containers. Can you imagine if like a soul is an energy that you have to farm or that you have to extract, just like how we extract oil from the earth, that souls are things you extract, and so you need to grow a bunch of them. So you need people just fuck up a storm and clutter up a planet, and really what you're doing is just farming souls.
Yeah, dude, that's so
Can you imagine?
crazy.
You think that you're an OnlyFans model,
Yeah.
and you're a DJ at a strip club, and you're a football player, and you're a top scientist, and you're a this and you're a that, but really on the highest level, you're just in a farm. You're in a farm, and there's a super intelligent entity that's above and beyond anything you could ever comprehend, and the only thing it doesn't have is souls. So it needs souls, because souls are a real element. It's just like you need cobalt to make a battery.
Yeah, that's the belief.
You actually need a soul.
We're the battery that runs the simulation. It's so deep, dude.
Well, why is that weirder than black holes? Why is that weird? I was watching this thing on Twitter yesterday. I still say Twitter.
I do too.
They were discussing this black hole that's as big as our galaxy. That seems weirder. That seems even weirder than we were genetically engineered. We were genetically engineered. Seems like some shit that we would do.
Yeah.
Like I've had Ben Lamb and Beth Shapiro on from Colossal. Those are the people that brought back the dire wolves.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
By the way, do you know what else that guy did?
What else did that guy do?
That guy created it so that you can store files in DNA.
Whoa.
You can actually store So I had a guy on, he's like, you know where the Epstein files are? They're in somebody's DNA. That's what they get. You could look it up, Jamie. The guy literally created that you could put files in people's DNA.
Whoa.
That
I don't
is
know which
some
guy that did that, but
the one who did the dire wolf, the bearded guy.
They're doing a bunch of stuff. That's Ben Lamb. They're doing a bunch of stuff, and they're eventually going to bring back the mammoth.
Oh.
And they're going to,
I don't know how. Like, this seems like some Jurassic Park shit where it gets away
That's what I
from
said
us.
to him. I said, it's, this is like the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Weird shit you're bringing
But-
back.
The thing is, if it gets...
What's the purpose of it, though, dude? What is your thought on why we should be bringing these back?
Because it's cool. That's it.
Hey, sometimes
That's
the simple answer is the right answer.
Yeah, sometimes you bring things back just because it's cool. Should you bring back dire wolves and let them loose? No. They're bigger than regular wolves. They're super powerful. You're making a mistake. Like, regular wolves are hard enough to deal with. And dire wolves might very well like to hunt people. It's like super possible.
Yeah, it's like introducing those anacondas or boas into like the Florida Everglades.
Yeah.
It's like they're just dominating.
Just bringing regular wolves into a place fucks everything up.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
look what's going on in Colorado.
How about the cute animals? Can we bring back cute ones?
Yes.
That's what I'm looking
cutie
for.
pies. Bring back the cutie pies. But then they're all going to get eaten. Because you're going to have to eventually let them go, and then something's going to fucking prey on them. And then you're going to have a disaster.
Have you
Or
ever-
they're going to wind up eating a bunch of shit that they're not supposed to eat. And they're going to kill some species off. That happens all... That's like Australia's like got multiple cases of like different animals they brought in to combat different animals. And now they have like feral cats everywhere. And jeez.
Have you ever heard of orphan trains?
What?
Have you ever heard of the
No,
orphan
what is that?
trains?
What is
This
that?
reminds me of the orphan trains. I remember when I was a kid, I would see cartoons and they're like, this orphan train's gonna go off the tracks. And I'm like, why are there a bunch of orphans in the trains? And then you start getting into what that really is. This is where Cabbage Patch dolls come from.
What?
Genetically.
Coffee.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you saying?
Orphan trains, dude.
What is an orphan train?
The theory is, and they kind of did this in Canada with the indigenous, where they sent them to other parts of the country so they couldn't learn any of their culture. And basically the thought is that either they brought kids from where they were born and brought them to the other parts of the country and gave them to the elites to raise as children or do whatever they wanted to do with them. Yeah, here it is.
Okay, it says orphan trains were large-scale social experiment in the United States where orphaned, abandoned, or homeless children were transported from crowded eastern cities to rural areas in the Midwest to be adopted or placed in homes. Between 1854 and 1929, an estimated 200,000 to 250,000 children were relocated, primarily by the Children's Aid Society and its founder, Charles Loring Brace. This movement is considered a precursor to the modern foster care system.
So that's a very clean version of it.
Right.
But the whole belief is that these are the children of, I'm just going to throw out a name out of Tataria or stuff like that, and that they're the children of this to kind of erase history. Well, it gets even crazier into Cabbage Patch dolls, right? These Cabbage Patch kids. And they had these world fairs where they would literally sell like incubated children.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
No.
And Jerry Seinfeld says both his parents were those type of kids.
What is it, incubated children? What does that
If you
mean?
look up World Fair Cabbage Patch doll kids, basically almost like science laboratory children.
Hold on. What are you saying?
What?
I can't hear you, Jamie.
Something weird popped up when I Googled. I'm trying to figure out what this is before I...
What is it?
Well, I'll show you. We're not anywhere real yet.
Cloning.
Cabbage Patch Kids and the
postcard.
Mystery of Repopulation postcards.
And Seinfeld
What?
says his parents are both those. And they would have displays at World where you could go and get a kid.
Wait a minute. What do you mean his parents were? What you saying? His parents were made in a lab? Is that what you're saying?
I think he said his parents were either orphan train kids or Cabbage Patch kids. And a lot of people think that's where the
Well-
NPCs come from.
Orphan trained kids would mean that his parents were orphans and they were shipped off to
Or
another ham
whatever
family in
we're
the
being
Midwest.
told. But that's what he said.
Well, we'll have to Google that. That sounds like a...
Sam Tripoli crazy
We'll have
thought.
to make sure that that's correct.
Okay.
That sounds crazy. But
The
what
whole
is-
show
I don't
sounds
understand
crazy.
what the Cabbage Patch thing is, though. What are you saying that is?
They were cloning kids.
Well, when was cloning even possible? When did it first become possible?
Hundreds and hundreds of years they've been cloning.
Here, there's a thumbnail that links all three things he's talking about together, but I don't know where this goes.
Bro, you go down the wrong Reddit threads, don't you?
No, dog. At all.
Orphan
I'm only
trains
on like.
Cabbage Patch Babies, so they're growing them in a Cabbage Patch, and then World's Fair incubator babies.
Look at that guy over there holding 2 babies up. These are incubator babies.
Is
Look
that
at
what he's saying? So what is an incubator baby?
Sounds
Is
like
it raised entirely in an incubator? Like, what does that mean?
how early 1900s.
Boardwalk attractions save thousands of premature babies' lives. Oh, okay, so it's premature births. in
That sounds
incubators.
I don't know, man, because supposedly you can
Infant
get a kid at the
incubators.
world fairs.
But I do know that people do that when a child is premature, right? They put them in an incubator. That's
But the word is that you could get a kid there.
so you could buy a kid.
Yeah,
So someone would have this premature birth and then put the kid up for sale.
maybe. I mean, that's what this is trying to tell us. I don't know if that's real though, but that goes back to the world fairs and we talked about before. It's just like technology beyond what we understood and what we know now. And they wipe that all out.
Why would they do that? Do you think they wipe it all out, or do they think they hide it in secrecy?
Well, they probably still have it, but they don't want us to have it.
Like, what do you think happened with all of Tesla's notes when he died and whatever organization
I don't know.
broke into his home? What's
Trump's
up, Jamie?
uncle.
No, yeah, Trump's uncle got him.
Oh, that's right.
He went in there early because he was in
Some of
Yale.
them were missing when
And then he
turned
grabbed them
18.
all before. And that gets into that little Baron Trump book and the last
Yeah.
president and all that stuff. That's like time travel stuff,
Yeah.
which I think is totally possible. I think time isn't this. I think time is this. And everything's going on at one time. And it's like a book. Like if you're reading a book, you can be on page 46 and 46. That's the reality of the time. But you can jump to page 320 and now that's the reality of time. And then you can go back to page 18 and that's the reality of time. I think that's...
So do you think that we'll eventually be able to manipulate that, or we can?
I think
right
we already
now?
can.
Who's we though?
The masters of
The
mankind.
Illuminati, man.
The masters of mankind, the 13 families. The 13 families made deals with fallen angels. That's my
Whoa.
power. That's the power structure of the world.
And what method are they using to travel back and forth through time?
Whatever technology they got.
So do you think that if, let's say, they back engineer a UFO in 1947 and these companies get involved that know how to make technology, all these different contractors, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, whoever it is, they manufacture a time machine. They manufacture a time machine based on what they have learned, and they start to use it, and they go back and forth and move around in time. Do you think eventually they'd want to tell somebody?
I
Or
think
do you
they
think
know,
they just use
again,
it
it
for their
goes
own-
back to data. They know who's crazy enough, who can keep a secret, who can do all that stuff. That's what they always say about if they fake the moon landing. Wouldn't somebody in there say something? Well, people do say something and they end up going missing. But most of them understand like they're in on it. The only people get into that room are the ones that they know are in on it. Have you ever seen when India landed on the moon? Have you ever seen that video?
It's just a probe, right?
It's not even a probe. It's like an Atari graphic that lands the fucking moon. Cuba had better graphics than that. And they're all cheering in the room. They're all high-fiving each
You
other.
don't think India landed a probe on the moon? Can I see it? I want to see if I believe it. I've had so many people that.
Pretty bad.
Let me see. Is this guy full of shit? What happened? All right, let's see it. No, that can't be real.
Yeah, that's what they're landing.
Wait a minute. Hold on. We're seeing just flashes of it.
I mean, this wouldn't be a live video of it because
Okay.
it would be landing two things
Right.
at the same time.
But I want to see what happens when it actually touches down. Wait a minute. That's it?
Yeah.
Hold up. Okay, everyone needs to go to jail. You guys all need to go to jail. You guys all need to go to jail. That's so fake.
But they're all...
What'd you do with the money? What did you do with the money?
They got
you
their own
sons of
island.
bitches.
Yeah,
How
dude.
dare you? Imagine how much money they spent on that probe.
But that's everybody in the room. So if you look at the JFK assassination, right? So he goes into that plaza. They're all assassins in that plaza.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's in on it.
Well, there was a lot of people in.
Yeah,
on
and
it.
they all go missing and end up dead.
You know, my friend Evan, he had a really good point about that. My friend Evan Hafer from Black Rifle Coffee. He said during the Bay of Pigs, when they told Kennedy
Is that
about
coffee?
it,
Can I have some?
Get in there, dog. Sorry. You know, when they told Kennedy about it, and he didn't allow the airstrikes. He didn't allow air support.
Yep.
That fucked everybody. That was on the beach. He's
Project
like,
Northwood.
hardened. No, that was different. Operation Northwoods was the where they were going to arm Cuban friendlies and attack Guantanamo.
Well, that was all
Bay.
part of how to pull Cuba into war.
Right. So, but the Bay of Pigs thing in specific, those guys had a plan based on air support, and then they didn't get that air support, and a bunch of people died that shouldn't have died. It's like those are the types of people you could have gotten to kill Kennedy.
Yep.
What do you got for us, Jamie? You played some.
More video of that. Could they?
They look better in the other videos.
No. I was looking to see if there was. They did land 2 things at the same time. But whatever that was, it's clearly not supposed to be a video of the live landing. There's no way.
Looked like it to me.
No,
Looked like they were
it's-
and the guy standing up and he's
Yeah,
like,
no, but
I
this
just did that.
Bro,
It's
that
not.
looks so
it's not
fake.
even supposed. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be. It's like a description to show them, like
Oh.
instead of just looking at numbers.
Oh, so they don't have actual video of it,
yeah,
which
you'd have
makes
to have
more
a
sense.
live camera with it. That's
Right.
like a third thing now. you
Which
gotta bring
is-
up there.
Yeah. Well, the moon landing from the 60s when it did it, you only saw it from inside the lunar module, that beautiful aluminum foil craft.
Yeah. With a golf cart that's like almost twice his size.
How'd they get that golf cart,
Yeah.
that thing? And how'd you get enough power to get off the Earth, or get off the moon, rather?
Yeah, and there was
How'd you get that camera to pan perfectly and catch it? And how'd you get the signal of the video footage from that camera and send it up into space in 1969? And how'd you talk to Nixon on the phone from space?
It's on a landline.
How are you calling Nixon from fucking space? Stop.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
stop.
here's the thing: oligarchies help oligarchies, so they're all in on it.
Well, I bet they're all in on a lot of shit, which is good because that's what keeps us from going to World War III for real, for real.
So recently we're being told there's this giant AI race with China. Okay.
You don't believe it?
And they want to pass a law. No, I don't believe it.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why.
I like you pointed a finger.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm very
definitive.
serious. I
Very
pointed
serious.
at the sign, but the point is, so they tell us there's this giant race with AI, and if we allow China to just get a fraction ahead of us, it's over. So to the point where they pass a law where you cannot, no state can pass any laws that get in the way of technology with AI, and everyone's really upset about because 10 years of AI is an insane amount of time. So who knows what will happen with it. So we're being sold that we're in this AI race with China. Well, just about a month ago, we sent China a bunch of AI superconductors. And I go, hold on, we're like in a race with these guys and we're sending them superconductors?
Who is we? And
The
what
United States government.
So what did they send?
They sent a bunch of, will you look this up, superconductors or something like that, to the people we're supposedly in a race. And it reminds me of when I was a kid.
I'm gonna need to know specifics. of
Okay,
that story.
that's why Jamie's here. I'm just
Reminds you of when you were a child.
when I was a kid and we were in the Cold War with Russia and we were in a nuclear arms race. I remember being a kid and seeing on the news that we were sending aid to Russia. And I always go, why are we sending aid to these people if we're in a Cold War with them? And then I realized because Russia was never going to be able to keep up with us. That was just used as a smokescreen to get us to be, hey man, spend all the money you need to build all these weapons because we have to be in the lead. This
How
is
about when we were paying off the Taliban?
20 mil, what, a week, dude?
First of all, how many people are even in the Taliban, and how many more are they recruiting because they're making $20 million a week?
I remember when Joe Biden pulled out of Afghanistan, I was like, oh, dude, great. He ended, and I wasn't a Biden fan, but when somebody does something you like, you got to kind of give them their props. And then he's like, yeah, and we're leaving all the weapons there. Have you ever seen the video of the plane leaving? You want to
Yes.
look at
Yeah.
something
Oh,
that's
it's
just a
horrific.
complete joke.
Well, people were falling off of it. They were trying to hang on to the wheels.
No, watch when it's coming out on the runway. It looks really weird to me.
You
looks-
think the plane's fake?
It's got painted windows.
Okay.
And people are running along. It's the weirdest video I've ever seen. It makes no sense. There's a 911 on it or a 119 on it. It's a very weird.
Right, but it did happen. Like people did like take off in the last planes, and people did.
I'm
try
not
to
saying
hang
that
on,
didn't happen, but I'm
splattered on
saying
the
that
runway.
video is super weird.
You know, sometimes video just looks like shit.
Have you ever seen the Anne Heche crash? Have you ever seen that video? Yeah,
Well,
this
it's
is
one
it.
thing at a time.
Look at that.
One thing at a time. Okay, well, this is a cargo plane, right? So it's an enormous plane,
Looks.
and it doesn't have any windows. So there's that.
Well, the windows at the top, but the black ones.
Well, that's for the pilots, bro. But the rest of the rest of the plane is all solid.
looks
So it's a cargo.
weird
No,
to
it looks
me.
like a giant cargo ship. And these people are trying to climb in. Like, look at this, man. They're trying to get inside that cargo ship. That is nuts, man. And the thing is moving along on the ground.
You can see through these windows.
Yeah, you can see. That's a regular cargo ship, brother. That's a giant military cargo ship.
That looks weird.
But this weird how these guys are like laughing and cheering.
Yes, it just looks weird to me.
But like the whole thing was crazy. First of all, they felt like they
There's that
defeated
article.
America and sent them home. You know, so there was that, and then there was the fact that we left behind all kinds of crazy shit: Black Hawk helicopters, tanks, and then they do parades where they parade down the street with all of our shit.
Yeah. I mean, you get into Afghanistan. It's the same reason we went into Vietnam, which was the pop. Yep. Nobody knows that about Vietnam. Everyone thinks it's about stopping communism. If you watch The Fog of War,
Right.
he says like they were never gonna. Vietnam hated China. They were never gonna work together. But you sell it as we gotta stop communism. Now you go in and you get all the poppy fields, the Golden Triangle.
Well, the most transparent of that was when Fox News had Geraldo Rivera talking to one of the generals on the ground.
Yeah.
And was like, sir, one of the military leaders, I don't know if it's a general, why do you have military people guarding the heroin fields? It's like, well, we need to get the trust of the farmers, keep them on our side against Taliban. Yeah. Like literally like fucking U.S. armed soldiers guarding drugs. And then the production goes through the roof.
Yep.
And it becomes like 94% of the world's heroin is produced in...
Or where we go in Iraq and the first things we go to are the museums.
Oh, well.
And we're grabbing artifacts.
Had some Anunnaki shit in there that we need to
Who knows what's in the Vatican,
Stargate
dude?
type shit.
100%. They think that's the weapon of mass destruction they were talking about. Was the Stargate in Iraq.
That was a weapon of mass... I thought it was a gate. I thought it was a gateway. Go to another dimension.
That's what they're talking about.
Well,
But they want control.
That would be the weapon of mass destruction. You go into the future, get some awesome weapons, come back, fuck everybody up. Like everybody watching a movie about like the Revolutionary War, they're all running around in muskets. You just imagine just storming in there with a tank, just fucking everybody. They don't even know what a tank is.
Yeah.
They're
just doing the
helicopters,
marching forward.
shooting them out of helicopters like pigs. You know. That's what you think of when you think of like modern weaponry. Now imagine applying that times 1,000 years, getting that modern weaponry, bringing it back to this timeline. Do you think that you can travel back and forth through timelines, or do you think once you travel once, you're stuck there?
It's
But what if you travel back to a time where there's no time machine? You might be fucked.
Yeah. Or it's like, you see movies about this all the time where you gotta go exactly to the place. You gotta get it right, or you go to a dimension you don't even know what it is.
What was that article you just pulled up, Jamie? Iraqi Stargate Conspiracy, a modern perspective on an ancient mystery. Look at that building. Bro, what were they doing? 4,100-year-old massive tiered shrine lined with giant staircases. How weird, man.
Dude, our timeline is way more interesting than anyone even understands.
It really is. It really is when you get into ancient history.
Yeah.
It's so strange, especially when you read their stories and, like all the Anunnaki, Nephilim stuff, and then you see the buildings they were creating. Like, what
Or
is
the
going
doors
on
that
back
are so huge, or the steps that are too big for people to go up.
Put it back up, Jane. It says, mysterious military bases near ancient sites. U.S. established military zones near ancient Mesopotamian ruins, such as Ur, how do you say that? Nineveh and Babylon. Some speculate this was to prevent independent researchers from accessing the sites.
Control the information.
The alleged time warp incident. Some claim that strange time anomalies and electromagnetic disturbances were reported by soldiers in Iraq, further supporting the idea of an active portal or advanced technology buried underground. Is there any scientific basis for a Stargate in Iraq? How could there be? Lack of physical evidence, no concrete proof. Well, you don't have access. Mythological misinterpretations. Sumerian texts describe the Anunnaki as deities, but scholars believe these are mythological representations rather than historical accounts of extraterrestrial beings. Okay, but that's just someone's opinion. And scholars are notoriously poopy pants when it comes. Stop scrolling, please. Notoriously poopy pants when it comes.
New data comes out.
Yeah, they don't like to change their opinions on shit. No confirmed technology retrieval, despite years of military presence in Iraq. No official reports have suggested that any of the advanced technology was discovered. But if it was, where would it go? Defense contractors, right? The same thing is like the UFOs. Like if they really did have a crashed UFO, and I'm in the middle of a great book, Richard Dolan has a let me find the name of this so I don't fuck it up. It is UFOs for the 21st century mind. Why can't I fucking talk today? But there's a lot of stuff in there that I'd never considered before. And one of them, when they were talking about the crashed UFOs, they did a bunch of like high altitude explosions of nuclear bombs in the 1950s. They like just shot them up 150 miles into the sky and then blew them up. They did it a bunch of times. Like you could have easily fucked up a UFO if they didn't know you were doing that. If they had no reason to believe and they're just hovering there watching Earth and then all of a sudden, boom.
It's interesting to me because you remember when we had the balloon? What is this?
What is this, Jay?
These are CIA reports. I don't know how accurate they are, but it's a report nonetheless. Creation date 2016, document release date is 98. Read the first paragraph, and I think if you can...
Whoa, it's hard to read. It's weird. Where should I read it from?
The third line, weather be a problem. Hold on, it said something about military
Whether
strike.
rainstorms will be a problem in the southern area in 3 to 5 days. Some heavy equipment movement is anticipated in near term in Kuwait within 1 to 3 days. Iraq will launch missiles into Saudi Arabia areas.
Keep going.
Frontline troops will not advance. Future potential strikes may occur in areas B, where
Iraq Army will have 2 special weapons, some type of, quote, interference device that causes electronical and mechanical movements to, quote, freeze up, some type of energetic beam type of device that may be located in the sand area, see figure 1.
Whoa.
Preemptive action is not anticipated until February 91. Surprise attack may occur at any time from Kuwait. Whatever energetic beam under the sand, that's where I was. See, like, activity in the vicinity of Mecca. It's just like, this is a strange... These documents pop up in the UFO world all the time. That's why I was like...
Is this a legit document?
Again.
Yeah, who knows, right?
Yeah. Freedom. This is a FOIA document. It says it comes from the Stargate collection. So...
It's such an interesting...
Also, if I had a print in paper some shit that's like super top secret that no one's supposed to know that we have, I would say Iraq has it, so we could use it on them.
Yeah, blame him.
And say, oh yeah, Iraq had some beam weapon.
Yeah.
That was it, and it was destroyed. We destroyed it.
Especially if you're putting in a paper where you know people could read it later on because of the FOIA request.
Well, they probably didn't anticipate that, right? But then on top of that, it's like, I mean, they overestimated the Iraq Army's capabilities as is, right? Like, that was one of the things about it. Is like they were always saying, like Hicks had a joke about it. It's the 4th largest army in the world. He's like, yeah, well, after the first 2, there's a real big drop off.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
goes, Salvation Army's number 3.
yeah. I loved him, man.
But that was a great joke about that because like that was a cakewalk, that first Iraq war. It was just, they went in, fucked everything up. The war was over really quick. So, I mean, imagine how disgusting a human being you'd have to be to invade another country, find secrets that changes the way human beings would view our history.
Yeah.
And the history of technology that has existed here, like completely remaps the entire landscape.
Reimagines
and you're
everything.
gonna hide it.
Yeah, well, that's the whole Vatican library.
Oh yeah.
Like, what's in there?
Right. What's in there?
I want to know what's in there,
Have
dude.
you seen that Tibetan one?
No.
Oh, it's crazy. There's this ancient Tibetan library, and there's this video of this guy walking past these texts. These are fucking thousands of years old, these texts. And they're all in these bound books on these shelves that nobody's touching. See if you can find the
Why
video
hasn't
of that
anyone
guy
read
walking
them?
by that.
What's in there?
Well, what about the Library of Alexandria, which all the secrets of Egypt were in there? All the probably depictions of how they built the pyramids, who did it, when it happened.
Erasing our
Or whether or
history.
not they found them already built. That's a real possibility. Claim of 10,000-year-old Tibet library find not worth paper it's written on. But there is some sort of a Tibet library. I'm not saying it's 10,000 years old, but I think it's 1,000 years old. It was just there was a library of these ancient books like this.
Look at
Is that real? Is that bullshit? That's bullshit. Oh, okay. That's not exactly the one that I saw, but it was just like that. But it wasn't.
The AI probably took that photo and animated it. Now that's been going around a lot. the last
Oh
2
no,
years.
no, yeah, but this is like at least a year ago, what I had seen. But it might have been bullshit then. It might have been a different kind of bullshit, not AI. AI bullshit's gonna make everything impossible.
Have you ever heard that most wars are about erasing history? Like
Most of them?
a lot of wars are about erasing our history, going in there, destroying areas that have like a connection to the past. And that's a big part of World War II, was just destroy all this old history so nobody learns about it, and knock it all down and rebuild it.
Here is a video of 40,000 volumes.
Okay.
Scriptures, but I don't know what they are.
I think this
That
is
is
exactly the
crazy.
video that I saw.
That's so crazy.
Okay, so this is a Tibetan Buddhist library. And does it say how old those things are? They're pretty amazing, though. But it's just kind of freaky to think that you're even reading a piece of paper that was handwritten by someone 1,000 years ago. And you open it up. What's that,
How
Jim?
long that thing goes.
Oh, it's bananas.
What is it, 10,000 books, they
Imagine
say?
if they decipher it and it's all porn. it's all
And
just
then
like...
she took on 5 guys.
It's all just like 50 Shades of Grey, written over and over and over again.
yeah. It's crazy out there, man. What's going on in the world right now is nuts, and it's just like, I think I think what's going on in Gaza is crazy. I think it prophesized that. So I wanted to tell you about this. So I have about 8 guys from high school that I'm on a text thread all the time. We talk all the time. It's kind of where I got my ability to kill hecklers, because we just shit talked each other forever. Like, we stopped fighting at one age and we just started annihilating each other. So then it's just like natural to me. Like, what's trauma as a kid sometimes becomes your strength as an adult. So I got really good at that. Every time I fly home, they just light me up. It feels